Welcome back to Papé Toolkit. One of my favorite things about helping out with this YouTube channel is bringing you brand new equipment from John Deere. This is no different. We've got the John Deere GX Gator and the John Deere GX Crew. Both are lithium-ion technology at its finest. Let's get after it. I want to show you a few of the differences that set this Gator apart in our lineup. Okay, so we've had the traditional Gator for a very, very long time. You know, the two-seat configuration, large dump bed, gas engine, been awesome. Later on, we added the TE Gator. So that is an electric vehicle. It's using nickel-cadmium technology. It's been a great machine that will continue in our lineup. And then, of course, we have the XUV 500 series and the XUV 800 series. This is falling in line with that Work Series style Gator. So this is exactly how you order it in the bare bones configuration, except for we added a windshield. When I first started this adventure, I actually ordered it with every single attachment you could get, which I'll talk about, but there was a cargo mat and some turn signal kit and some fancy lighting kit and stuff like that. Unfortunately, because of some challenges, we had to wait a little bit if we wanted to have that extra equipment package. So as opposed to making you guys wait longer for this video, I went ahead and I changed my configurations. They still sent it with a windshield, but this is bare bones basic. And quite honestly, there's not a lot of additions anyways. This is probably how I would configure mine if I was taking this to my house. But I really like this machine. Again, this is lithium-ion technology. So it's using a 51 volt architecture in this that's giving about 5.36 kilowatt hours of power. What does that translate into longevity? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. There is not a lot of information on how long this thing will go. And the reason that is because it's so varied. Your terrain, the way you're using your gas pedal, the way you're using the regenerative brakes, yes, this has regenerative brakes, is going to tell you how much capacity it has. There is a few little highlights on the internet that are telling me that this unit will go about 30 to 40 miles. Well, I'm not sure that does me any good either. This particular unit doesn't have a miles meter. It has an hour meter on it. So I think the best way I can tell you is more to follow. I definitely want to get this out on the property, kind of get a full use of it. One of the things the book does say about the length of time is the charging. It takes about 8 to 10 hours to get to full capacity from all the way ground zero. So again, that's not too horribly bad. That tells me that that battery capacity is very large. I would be shocked if I don't get a full day's use out of this. That is my guess. I think a full day's use out of this machine is probably what I would expect. Okay, so let's talk about, in the front end, what we get. Right out of the gate, again, not an addition. This is a bull bar that comes right out of the gate. I do have LED lighting up front. I've got wonderfully painted green John Deere cladding. As you can see, you can get it in another configuration. Our GX Crew came in a black and gray pattern, so I really like that pattern as well. You've got nice big tires. So these are 23 by 10.5 by 12. Again, these are fat meats. I've got independent front suspension. I've got independent suspension in the rear, so all independent in all four corners. Driver's compartment. It is wonderful that it's got all of this textured rubber all the way around. It looks like it's going to be very, very easy to clean. It is also very easy to get in and out of. I don't have a lot of doors or constrictions in there. I've got a nice grab handle on the side, so that's gonna make me feel pretty comfortable. I did have one of my guys driving me around just a little bit ago, and I definitely had to grab on. This thing will get up and move. Speaking of get up and move, it goes about 20 miles per hour. So 20, I think it states 19 and a half or 20 and a half, somewhere in that range. Again, you're gonna see a marked improvement over, for example, our TE Gator that only goes about 13 miles an hour. So again, a nice step up. I don't know if I want to go much faster than that anyways. I've got a very automotive style dash panel up here. I've got my light switch. I've got a couple of USB charging ports as well. And then I've got my lithium-ion battery gauge right front and center. These things came off the truck with about 4 bars on them. I'm down to 3 bars as I was putting around here on the property, just kind of checking it out. You've got a nice forward and reverse switch. When I jump it into reverse, it's got a nice backup sound to it. I've got a key, so it is a keyed system. So I have to turn the key on and off. And then of course I've got a brake pedal and a gas pedal. One thing I'm just gonna say, again, anecdotally, is that the brakes seemed a little spongy, if I'm being honest. And I'm guessing that's because of the regeneration piece of it. It'll probably just take a little bit of getting used to. I've heard and watched videos on Teslas and stuff like that, and I've talked to people who have electric vehicles. There is this learning curve with an electric vehicle. If you know, you know. But long and short, you do have a little bit of a weird feel to that brake pedal. It will stop if you really, really put your foot into it, but it's a little getting used to. Down here on the floorboard on the front, again, gosh, this is really nice aluminum down here. It's just aluminum everywhere, which I really, really like. That's gonna wear really well, and it is nice and lightweight and very strong. I've got a conventional plug-in port, so this unit does come with a power cord that I just plug it into the wall. The charging unit is housed inside the battery unit, which is underneath the seats right here. So I have the ability to get to that. Pretty easy to pull up on these seats, pop them off very simply. I'll show you that here in just a little bit. I do have nice cup holders. So I've got 2 cup holders in the front. I've got big, large cubbies and 1 large, big cubby in the center. And then between the 2 seats, I've got a dividable cubby, which is also very, very nice. It comes right out of the gate. Again, this wasn't an add-on with the roof. Same with the GX Crew, it comes with the roof. Nice rollover protection system in here for safety. Got some fender flares. One thing I forgot to mention when I was up front, you've got this nice large cargo area. Again, I've got it nice and sealed, so it's got a little bit of weather stripping around the edge. Nice big compartment, could probably hold quite a bit of stuff in there. All right, let's talk cargo box, okay? Again, nice aluminum extrusion on this. It looks like it's got a channel system, so it looks like I have the ability to accessorize this pretty easily. I've got an automotive style tailgate right there. As you can see, I've got this aluminum floorboard. I think for me, I would probably want to get something to cover this. That they do make a bed cover for this, I will tell you. It's got a nice Gator emblem on it, and if you go to our parts department, it's about 155 bucks, so a relatively inexpensive piece. Also, if you go to your Tractor Supply, you could probably cut yourself out a nice horse mat out of the back of this as well. I do have the ability to dump. One of the questions that I have gotten asked quite often, and you see this angle is a really nice dump angle, but one of the questions I get asked often is does this have an electronic assist or a hydraulic assist for the dumping? And this does not. It is a hydraulic ram. It's not the hardest thing to dump. You can see it's very well balanced. It doesn't take a lot of effort to bring it all the way up. And so, you know, that's really nice when you have a full load of debris or mulch in the back, that I have the ability to dump it with ease. All right, you've got LED taillights on the back side. You've got wonderful John Deere badging. Great, looks really nice. Back here, I have a full-size 2-inch hitch receiver. That's gonna give me about 1,500 pounds of towing capacity. Oh, by the way, the capacity of this bed is about 800 pounds. So I've got 800 pounds of capacity in the back of this thing, no problem. Those are pretty decent figures, especially for a smaller electric vehicle. Very, very impressed with those numbers. Okay, so coming along to the back of the GX Crew machine. So of course you're gonna see that this doesn't have a dump bed on it. There is a couple of slick little features that I'll get into. Starting in the back here, I've got those LED taillights. Those LED taillights are a very, very nice add-on. It is gonna be the same ones that you're gonna get in the cargo box, but they're just mounted a little differently down here. I've got this nice grab handle so I can get on and off this machine. As you can see, that suspension isn't bouncing around a great deal. It does a nice job. Probably beefed up a little bit for this GX Crew machine. Really nice. If I'm not going to use this for people, if I don't want to have a people mover, I have the ability just to pull up and put that in place, and now all of a sudden I've got a bunch more cargo space. So again, this is a nice kind of transformer unit where I can transform it into a more cargo-oriented unit. I like that the roof comes all the way back over the passengers. It's a very thoughtful design to make sure that the passengers are taken care of. I also like on this black and gray model that I've got this crinkle cut paint. So those are the differentiators. I like that it's got this cargo rack back here behind this seat that I could put a couple of things, you know, that won't slip out to the sides. I also like that it looks like it's going to be easily washable. I have the ability to take a hose and wash this thing down just nicely. So really, really nice that it's got that ability. I still have the ability to prop the seats up. Again, doesn't do me a lot of good, but it does give me some access down underneath. So if I needed to look at some of the suspension components or the electric motor, which is down here, that I have the ability to get under there pretty simply. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick walkthrough and product review of these new GX Gators, the GX Crew and the GX Gator Standard. I think these things are going to be a hit across the board. Great units, a lot of features, a lot of things to like about them. I'd love to have you come down and test drive them. If you've got more questions, please comment down below. We love to have you as part of our community. Like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again next time on Papé Toolkit. Hi, my name is Jason Hughes. I'm a territory manager out of Eugene, Oregon. I'm also a large property owner and own a lot of the equipment that you see featured in these videos. I hope you find this content helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below.